Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chat with Kat. Tonight, I got so many questions last night. Actually, I got quite a few questions about when will I meet my spouse? And so I decided that would be the perfect question for tonight. And so I want to create our setting, first of all. And what was I thinking about today? Actually, one of my favorite places to meet people is in airports. You never know who you're going to meet or who you're going to see in an airport. And so I'm feeling like I am at O'Hare Airport in Chicago. I'm waiting for my flight, and I just took out. I have a tarot book, and I was reading my tarot book, and somebody came and sat next to me in the airport. One of the books that I enjoy. I was reading this book, and the person noticed and asked, "Are you a tarot reader by chance?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And and he said, "Do you happen to have your cards with you?" And I said, "I do." And he said, "Well, great. I would love a reading." And so you can pull your cards out anywhere and create a reading if you care, if you are a reader. And so when we get together for the Chat with Kat phone calls, because I'm talking on my phone, but what we're here for is to practice our manifesting, primarily in the area of acting as if. And what if it was that your heart's desire, if you already knew that you were going to meet your spouse, tonight's topic, if you knew that you were going to meet your spouse at a certain time, would it really change your life? How would it change it? Because isn't it true that there's some things that you would do that are exactly the same whether you know your spouse or not? For example, just your self-care, taking a shower, getting dressed every day. There's certain very common experiences that you will have whether you know you have your spouse or not. So the teachers right now will tell you to imagine what it would feel like if you already knew. And so that's why I pull these pretend events together. And today we're pretending we're at O'Hare Airport, and we just happened to meet because one man stopped and said, "Would you please draw cards for me?" And I said, "Yes." And before you know it, there was a line of people. So here we are. And our theme for tonight, because now I can see I've gathered a few people around me. Let's see, I'm just trying to decide what tarot deck I want to use. Let's see here. Hold on for just a moment. I just need to run to the other room. Okay, so I quickly drew up this little game for us to play because obviously this reading tonight might be a little smaller than normal because this would really only be for somebody that's looking for a spouse. But I like doing specialized readings like this because when you guys write to me, which I hope that you will, just today I got a letter from Ruby, an email, and Ruby was on my live call a couple nights ago, I think. And I invited her to please write me if she needed more information, because on the Chat with Kat presentations, whatever you want to call them, I only pick one card for you. And the goal is to give you a little snapshot of where your energy is about around this whole spouse idea, and just to encourage you a little bit along your way. Another thing that I do is I do suggest references for you, and in the description box are some materials. And in the community, I always list the teachers that I admire for teaching, manifesting, recovering from breakups, learning to trust again, all those kinds of topics. So now what we're going to do is I have some story stones. And I'm going to, you'll excuse my wiggly lines. There would be a time I would have gotten a ruler out and measured to make sure it's perfect. But now I'm like, life is too short. I just got this instant idea because I'm thinking, how can we use the cards to predict a date? And I think that I could allow them because we could, purple bird, Bird. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm so glad to see you. Thank you. And those of you, Sanja, there, see, I think you were here last night. Yes, remember, this reading is kind of for you, Sandhya, because we are asking when you're going to meet your spouse, okay? So, so let's see. Well, I can't guarantee, I'm not going to do the year because part of that is that it's something I don't have a sense of. All I do is tell the stories of the cards, and that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to try real hard to stay on track. Um, so thank you all for being here. And oh wait, I wanted to light up the Palo Santo wood for us. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's just, everybody, just take a couple of breaths, and we're going to play this soulmate spouse game where I'm going to drop my story stones and we're going to allow that to do a reading. And then I'm also going to draw you one card because I always do that on these Chat with Kat. You get one card, okay? And then I will do my best to catch up with everybody that's joining. If you would like to make sure that you get a hold of me, grab my email address down there and shoot me an email because Ruby did that. And I'm doing, Ruby asked for some more information. And so I'm so excited to be able to include her on one of my morning calls where I can actually draw more than one card. So right now, let's just this is just such a wonderful aroma. And I'm lifting, I always love what they taught me was that the prayer requests rise on the smoke of the offering. And so we just ask that these precious people who are watching this reading tonight and want to be married and want to be in a committed relationship where they have something to build, where it's sustainable, it's full of grace, full of mercy, full of patience with one another, right? Finding someone that you go with ease and flow. Who wouldn't want that, right? So, Purple Bird, I'm not, oops. Oh, you know what? Okay, let me just, oops, sorry. You are here, are you in that place where you wonder when you're going to meet your spouse? Otherwise, I'm going to start with Sandhya. And Sandhya, I have to tell you, it's because of you that I'm doing the reading tonight in this theme, because I thought so many people asked me that, and I wanted to create a way to find a story for you. Okay, so, thank you. You are so sweet. So I'm going to grab some of my story stones. Okay, Joanna, I see you. Welcome. And I'm just going to throw the stories. Whoops. Oh, my. The story stones, one of them jumped right out. Aw. So the story stone that jumped out was the stone that says cry. Okay. So spring, we have love. And then winter in thank like thank you. And this one, share in the summer and pray in the fall. Okay, so let me grab the card. So it does look like in the winter time that you did have a sense of gratitude. I think. I don't know if it was somebody that you had met, Santya, or if you just, maybe somebody gave you some good advice, but something happened and oh gosh, see this card just flipped out as I was shuffling. So that's the King of Cups, which shows a wonderful spouse for sure, somebody who is mature in love. Okay, so I'm just going to set this here for a second and let's just put this all together. So it's spring right now, so it does look like at this point you are getting more serious about finding this love, this husband or this spouse that you've been looking for. There's a desire that is new. It might have to be, it might be having to do with your age or some sort of urgency, but you're really in this past spring, just your heart has been so full of wanting to have a family. Now, it's summer right now, at least in my hemisphere, because I don't know where you are, but it's summer here. And so, what I think the call is for you to be more public about the fact that you're ready to be with a partner. I feel like the story stones are saying you need to share. So, what happens is some people, they feel excuse me. Now I just had a big bubble of, well, I belched actually, not to give TMI, but my body does respond sometimes with the energy that my client has. It doesn't surprise me at all because I feel, Sandhya, that it's been a little hard for you to tell your truth and that you're shy about speaking what it is you're really wanting. And that's what needs to stop. You need to find some people you can trust that you can start talking about it. I'm so excited to build a family. I'm ready. Not, oh my God, I'm never going to meet someone. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear why and how you're ready to be in a family. So you might even get on YouTube and start looking up videos on how to raise children or take cooking lessons or just have the skills so that you walk into this relationship fully equipped, not just to take care of yourself around the house, because that's only kind, but what are you interested in? And take your hobbies and your interests and really sharpen your own dateability. You know what I mean? And use this time to share with people that you're looking. An introduction from somebody is always better than a random stranger. And if somebody has a cousin or a brother-in-law that's single or newly single, and they can provide an invitation for you, okay? There's the word pray comes in the fall. And so I feel like it's you progress out of this summer right now where you start to share with people that you are ready for love. You may be surprised, my dear Sandhya, that your friends might think, really? We always thought you were really happy being single. In fact, what I tell people is one of the things you have to realize is you're actually manifesting singleness. Think about it. How do you know you're manifesting it? Because the evidence is here. You're still single. And those of you who come regularly, you know that's Murphy. I always hope he stays calm, but sometimes our wishes don't come true. At any rate, the promise of finding a good partner for yourself is in the cards for sure. So use this time this summer to get yourself into a place of being the best spouse you can be. Learn some new skills, brush up on yourself, make sure that you're as sharp as you want to present yourself to be. And then with prayer, allow life to unfold and really trust the divine to light up your path, okay? So there you have it. There's your reading. And I have to close my door because Murphy is distracting me. In a moment, he will be back scratching at the door wanting to come in, so thank you. Oh, by the way, I might have mentioned that when we do our work on or in these Chat with Cat calls, they're absolutely no charge. I just have my tip jar for you, which happens to be the off. I'll take a peek in the description box. There's the love quiz. Take the love quiz. It'll help you figure out what's going on. And then also look at the soulmate solution. That's that journaling tool that will really help you with any disappointments you had or heartbreaks in the past. Okay, so there you have it. And now those of you who are in the tone of my voice that draws you into a place of aha, and that's wonderful. You were also wondering too, okay, Purple Bird, awesome. You're welcome. Thank you. Subscribe so you get notified. I do at least 2 lives a day. Sometimes I get the urge to just jump on and do lives sometimes right in the middle of the day, and you never know, I might show up. So bring your questions and concerns. Sandhya last was on another live, and she asked the question about when she was going to meet her spouse, so we can thank her for the theme tonight. And like I said, maybe a whole lot of people won't come to this one, of course, because not everyone is looking for a spouse. But even if you're looking for a committed, that's still a soulmate, just without the wedding ceremony, right? Okay, so now, let me put the story stones back in the bag. All right, and we have Purple Bird. So universe, source, divine energy, what is it that Purple Bird needs to know about when? And you know our wins, aren't they? They're so, I think sometimes I wonder if the universe gets a little tired of our whining, rather than just accepting the fact that we are going to get what we're wanting, because if you stay focused on a desire and you really adjust your point of view, adjust your bad habits, and if you adjust your personality, you're going to have a better experience in any relationship. Can I hear an amen? Amen. Okay, so purple bird, let's see. Okay, what do we have? So summer, we have a heart. That's always like my seed. Really enjoy the connection that you've had with my channel, and that you're cool, right? I can feel it. And girl, you got great energy. Assuming that you're female. That's one of the things about these names, because a bird can be absolutely unisexual. But the idea that part of what we need to do when we're trying to find a partner is to really find her. This is very much about people who want more money, right? And to be grateful for the money that's on its way. And that's hard if you need to pay the rent. But for love, it's a little trickier because you can kind of think you're doing fine when you're not. But to be thankful for the smallest love seeds. So that's what I'm noticing. And then we have this word patience. And don't we kind of hate that? That's like, be careful. Don't pray about having patience. The universe make sure you have plenty of opportunity to need it, right? But so pension, and then let's see here. Love. Oh, interesting. Don't you love it? Oh, by the way, I do have kind of a interesting little dealio with these story stones, because I'm actually giving these away. If anybody wanted to have their own set of story stones, I'm creating them myself, and all you do is pay postage. That's something you'd like to have. All you have to do is send me an email, and I'll tell you all about it. And then we have pray. Yeah. Okay. So I think for you, purple bird, this is what I'm seeing. It looks to me like you've been a cycle, that during the wintertime, it may have been difficult. You may have been feeling real alone-ish. Most of the people that gravitate away tend to enjoy being single, and they may deny it. However, we have wonderful conversations when we speak, because it's true that if you're single, you've manifested that. Life manifests every day. The evidence is all around us all the time. And so, if you come to grips with that and really accept and have peace with your singleness, you might get a clear indication from your inner being, is being coupled in your highest good. Is it a core desire that you've carried since you were born? Because if it was, I believe you're going to have that. But the trouble is, if you have something inside that treasures the alone more than you even want to see, it can create a lot of drama. And then that causes pain. Because accepting where you are is a big part of maturing through adulthood without a partner, because it's not what you anticipated. Okay. So it looks to me like last winter you and the divine had kind of a meeting of the minds. And you really I feel like you communicated to the divine that you were at a point where it was like a fork in the road, where you were saying, I'm going for this. I want this, and I'm not going to say, excuse me, I'm not going to accept no. So because of that, I think that in the spring, you began this, I think there was a story that was beginning to come to you about how this might be possible, and to just allow it within your mind. And you were willing to be patient, because even to think, how are you going to meet them, or what's going to happen? How do you go about it? And so also, I think it's so important that you find someone that's really a good fit. I mean, just your name alone with the aura reading, you would want to have someone who would be completely supportive of everything you are, even the ethereal, yeah, even the ethereal, because you don't need to be with somebody who's going to try your patience, right, purple? Okay, so then we're summer, and here we have this love seed showing up. Cool, I love that for you. And then fall is open. So let's draw your card, and thank you for indulging me with these story stones. I hope you're enjoying them. Okay, let's look here. Just draw your card. I love these itty bitty tarot cards. Aren't they adorable? Thank you for hitting the tip jar, you guys. I appreciate it. Okay, so here's your card. Oh, I love this. Okay, so this is the card that shows that you are working on your craft. And did you hear in the reading for Sidya? It was the idea of what can you do to continually develop yourself to be the highest version of yourself. Okay? Because if you are, my neighbor just drove up. I promise Murphy will stop barking shortly. I hope. Anyway, but this is the card of steadfast determination. I love to encourage people to focus on being the very best partner you could be. You know yourself. What's messy in your house right now? I often tease people, if the perfect guy or the perfect girl came to your door right now, you probably wouldn't let them in. And if they wanted to go in your refrigerator, you would probably rather, you know, well, you know. So one of the things you can do is just start bringing order to your life, because the steps that you take to become the excuse me, to become the kind of partner that you want to have, it will pay off in spades. Okay, so purple, I think that's what you're being called to. I think that I'm sensing a very open energy for you, and I feel like as you go into fall and back into winter, as you continue to simply work, let's see, who can I send you to? I'm trying to, you may already have some favorite teachers for soulmate attraction on YouTube. And I'm trying to think right now where I would send you that I really enjoy their work. Well, there's one lady called Manifest with Genevieve. She's a very good teacher, very practical, and I just shared something from her on the community. So I think it would be worth it for you to dig in and do just a little self-focused work on what is holding you back from being the very best version of yourself that you can be right now. Okay, Purple? And this is another thing, if you would like a reading with more cards, I can add you to the queue and you can get personal reading after my morning pick a card if you'd like. And of course, I will send you the link. But do email me, email me if you want clarity. All right, so very nice. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. It's kind of sneaky of me, isn't it, that I'm not really telling you the when? But isn't that the truth, though? I mean, we think we want to tell the divine, this is what we want, this is my list, these are my affirmations, but we really don't know for sure the path that's going to get us to our desire. And that's the part about distracting with some self-care or simply sharpening your skills so that you're really ready to be in a relationship. Now, there's a man called Jimmy on relationships YouTube channel. It's just fantastic. Okay. All right. So let's go and see what's happening here. So we have Joanna. Joanna, thank you for being here. Let me get my story cards. Story stones. And what is it? What is the timing for Joanna to meet her soulmate? Okay. Like I said, this is a brand new game I just made up tonight because I always know there are lessons to learn. Okay, and we have patience, love. Oh, my candles there. Oh, can you hear Murphy scratching at the door? Grin. Share is right between seasons. And then we have right. Let me just let Murphy in. I feel like he's our mascot. Okay, so Joanna, let's see here. I'm having a little trouble with my connection. I think I'm on again. I'm feeling a strong sense of, I hesitate to say this, but I think if you were sitting across my table from me and I got that feeling on my face said, I'm not sure I should say this, my clients always say it to me. I want to hear it because I keep getting the phrase, okay, so if that's the why more difficult than I thought it would be. And so there's a woman, I put her on the community. Her first name is Evie, and she's a former CIA agent. She's blonde, and there's about a 10-minute video right on my community that just talks about coming across as a strong woman. She's got a she's got a very pulled back ponytail, beautiful woman, but she shows how the tone of your voice can make you seem like something you're not. Okay, so please do, Joanna, and anybody else that's curious about this, because sometimes if you have communication patterns that are from your teenage years, and even the tone of your voice has a little bit of a, oh, would it be okay if we went to that restaurant tonight? You know, kind of that energy. And that might be something that'd be very, very helpful. But the whole thing about saying as little as possible when you very first meet someone, ask questions, be curious. People love when you're curious about them. So if you're going out with someone or you've met someone that's very good about asking you questions, then it's a trick, because how can you answer it generally and then ask them a question right back? Because it's a little dance when you very first meet someone. And I think for you, Joanna, I think you need the patience to share your whole self. I feel like when you feel like you've got a crush on someone or there's an attraction, you want to feel like you zip your lip and just be an observer. Watch this person, listen, see what you think, but share only what you need to. What's your address? No, maybe that you don't want to share that, but you don't want to tell about your breakups or your last relationship and all of that, because this person may not make it past 2 or 3 dates. You know, it might not be a person that you even want to know your business, okay? I'm saying that, first of all, I love, love, love your humor. I feel that's a real strength for you, and that you have probably a little, they call it a wry sense of humor. You know, maybe not everybody thinks what you think is funny, but that's part of what makes you so delicious. So what you need to do is to do a little work on just self-acceptance and let your funny be your funny. You know, I love to tell people that if somebody doesn't laugh at your jokes, tell it to someone else. But you do want to have somebody that shares your humor. Now, when the share stone comes up, that's just an indication to let people know you're looking. It's hard to do that sometimes because people think that you're a loser if you ask your friends, or they may think, oh, you don't have someone, what's wrong with you? That's the opposite way to think, because your people know you. And if they know you're looking, they may introduce you to someone who would be an ideal person for you to get to know. It might not be your happily ever after person, but it would be somebody interesting to you, okay? Now, in the fall, we have this right. So I feel like what was happening here as we go through the season of summer and we approach fall, that you are being encouraged to do some writing. Now, there's two things to do that I see here. Number one is I think writing some letters by hand to some of your past love people, whether it was somebody that you broke up with or somebody that broke up with you, just go through and clear the air. You don't have to send them, but just write and say, you know, when that happened, I could have been a little bit more mature about it. And as I look back, I see part of this was my doing and that sort of thing. And that just clears the air for you as you're getting ready for the person that's coming. It does look like summer's a wide open thing. And so it could be this summer. It could be. But I'm sensing that you are in that place, Joanna, of just really getting to know yourself and to make sure that you are a spot on with what you're wanting. And that's the other part of writing something down. What are the values? What are the things you would want to do with your person? Make up as if you were going to write, you're writing a script for something. What would be your ideal partner? What would they like to do? Where would they like to travel? What would be their hobbies? Have some fun with that. You'd be surprised how you'll meet people that have those same attributes. You will, trust me. Also, be sure to use meetup.com. Wherever y'all live, Meetup is a great way to meet new people. Okay, so let's draw a card for you, Joanna. What do we have to complete for Joanna? Okay, and we have the Knight of Swords. So this is a very fast moving energy. And let me think here. Hold on. Let me just peek at your stones again. Okay, so there's two ways to look at this. Number one is that patience card came up for you, Joanna. So I think that it's important that you monitor your energy. If you're one of those, okay, I'm sorry about that. We had some power breakdown there. But I do have, is there anyone else who would like to know when you might meet your spouse? I'm here with my story stone. So if anybody else would like to have when your soulmate might be coming into your life, go ahead and leave me a note. Well, I have Ritika. Ritika, are you here? Oh, there's some folks. I got cut off, you guys, and I fell offline. So if you want to do a quick reading on when you're going to meet your soulmate, go ahead and leave me a note. Excuse me, leave me a note. Yes, drop a comment. And I will do, because I can see Ritika here at the bottom, and there's Victoria. I'm closing off the reading, you guys. My connection's going too many times. Oh, and I'm sorry about that, but I will do this reading again. If you liked it,